Hi, welcome back. My name is Lindsay McDougall, and I want to congratulate you for coming to your mat today to get your body flowing, moving again. I know in pandemic times it's difficult to kind of get out of the groove and sort of free up and flow. So this is a great chance to do that, and I'm happy that you made it to your mat today. So for props, we're going to have a blanket in a trifold, a strap for extra reach, and have a block handy, which is nice for just to help adjust to some of the poses. So we'll start in a child's pose on our mat, knees wide, seat to heels, and just walk your hands out, resting the elbows and the forehead on the mat. And just saying hello to your body and waking the hips up a bit, relaxing the mind, just letting everything from the day just flow out of the forehead. Just becoming very present here on the mat. Taking deep breaths. Really focusing on the exhale, emptying out. Letting the inhales flow naturally. Like the ebb and flow of the tide. Nice long, drawn out breaths. As you exhale, tuck the tail, drop the hips. And then as you inhale, gently come to all fours and grab your blanket, and we will revisit the belly bolster this week. So I have the bolster as a blanket that I'm just folding so that it's about 4 or 5 inches wide, and then I'm making a cinnamon roll, if you will, of about 1 to 1.5 going up the long way. And then come into like a almost chaturanga and just place the roll in the pelvic bowl. So somewhere in the middle of the 2 hip points and maybe an inch or so above the pubis. And come to Sphinx and adjust. Pull the elbows back, reach the heart forward, and then exhale. Walk the hands out in prayer. Place the bridge of the nose on the floor, forehead on the floor. And I like to tuck my inner knees together so that the sacrum is wide. So imagine the inseam of the leg is going up, and the hips and glutes and psoas are moving circularly around and down. And just notice, there will be a heartbeat sensation, which is good. As we constrict blood flow and constrict the intestines, we're helping to move and replenish and detoxify our low abdomen. And this is so important for low back pain, digestive issues, and for the mind as well. So stay with it, keep breathing in. Don't resist. See if you can surrender even more deeply in this temporary state. Relax the legs. Last breath. And exhale. Come to Sphinx on the forearms. Roll over to the right. And then pick yourself up and then place the bolster just on the inside of the hip point on the right. And then lay the side of the torso over the bolster with the right arm underneath the head. So the top of the bolster, if you have a blanket, a yoga blanket, is going to hit just where the armpit ends. So in that axillary area under the arm. And then just relax here. It's a little less intense on the side, but there is still movement going on. Let the legs be soft. Right side of the body. Surrendering in. If you have shoulder issues or difficulty taking a deep breath, the diaphragm is constricted. And this area of the body also corresponds to the stomach and spleen meridian of Chinese medicine. So we're activating those as well. Taking the last breath here. And exhaling. Gently press yourself up, coming into Sphinx again. Left hip down on the other side, on the left side. And then just pick up the hips and place with your right hand the bolster just inside that left hip bone of the pelvis. And then, again, lying that left side of the body over the bolster. And once you feel that bolster kind of hit your armpit, you can just let your body fall to the left. Head rests on the left arm. So I'm noticing some tenderness underneath my armpit, which speaks to a very prominent point that helps move blood in the heart and the chest cavity, helps open the breath. And again, still feeling that heartbeat and that movement in the low abdomen. Surrendering, let's take another deep inhale. And exhaling, rolling back to center. Come into Sphinx again. And then let's place the bolster a little bit lower so that the bottom more touches the top of the pubic bone. And then walk the hands out. Lengthen the chest, lengthen the low abdomen. Exhale, release. Tuck the tail. Breathe into the low abdomen. We'll be here for a few breaths and then I'll prompt you for our next posture. So it's a funny thing when we get away from that resistance in the initial bolster, it kind of feels good. It's like filling out any weakness in the back. And if it doesn't feel good, try breathing into a sense of surrender. Relax the back body, the glutes, those of you in these last two breaths who want to come up to Sphinx and take a Dhanurasana bow pose, we're going to press into the forearms, lift the chest, bend the knees, reach one hand back to grab the ankle, and the other hand back. If this feels good, if you want to take this to a more advanced posture. And actually, once you come into your Dhanurasana, you're pressing the bolster forward, so it's not as much in the stomach. Last breath here. Exhaling. Press yourself back gently, releasing the bolster, and bringing the forehead down in child's pose, knees wide. So from here, this is a really ripe place to continue our warm-up, and it's going to really help our asana. Inhaling, let's come to all fours. Lift the left arm up. And then exhale, twist, thread the needle. Left arm underneath right, coming the side of the head, coming to the ground. And then you can use that right arm to continue to press the twist and the shoulders open. Hips are square. You want to take that right hand around the waist. Pay attention to your body. Feel what feels good. Really get into that twist in the mid-back. Kind of at the bottom of the rib cage. Exhale, right arm comes long. Press the body up. Lift the left arm in a counter pose. And exhale down. Tabletop position, lift the right arm up, reach, exhale, thread the needle under the left shoulder, top of the shoulder and ear come to the mat, left hand presses into the floor, opening up the shoulder even more. Hips are square, activating the twist from the mid-back, low ribs. Left hand can come around the waist to the top of the right thigh if you wish. I kind of like it on the floor. And then left arm comes long to press up. Right arm in a counter twist, reach for the ceiling. And exhale down. Sit back on your heels. And gather yourself. Let's bring our right knee up and out. And then this is a nice place to grab a block if you are tight in your quads. So we did this warm-up last week, and I think it's a good one, so I want to revisit it. So left heel is outside of the right hip. You can have a block handy behind you. And we're going to walk our hands back and adjust as we go. So keeping left hip down, right leg squaring up until we feel that quadricep stretch. So I'm coming back to my forearms here, and then I'm going to lift my hips slightly, tuck the tail towards the heel, rolling the left quad open, right inner leg down. You can use a block underneath your shoulder blades here, like right at the tip of the bottom of your shoulder blades, and then come into hands in pointers, arms by the ears, and lengthen into our Supta Ardha Virasana, or if you prefer not the block, you can come all the way down. But just be careful that that knee doesn't float, because we want to keep that grounded posture in the knee. Okay, and then Let's take another breath here. If this is too hard, you can bend that right knee. So let's gather in, really pull the posture in, and exhaling, walk yourself up, sweep that left leg around, lean over to the left side, bend the right knee, pull that heel into the hip, rock back to center, feel the tailbone if you can, the sits bones. You may have to adjust the flesh of the thigh so that the outer thigh is moving down, the inner thigh is rolling up. And then walking back to forearms or your block or full lying down. Just easing into it. Oftentimes our quads are stressed, tight, and that in turn activates pain in the back. So especially if you're someone who has troubles getting up from the desk and I know this happens to me if I'm at my desk too long, I stand up and I kind of am a little bit doubled over, it's hard to stand all the way upright. That tells me my quads are tight and that's causing pain in my low back. So I'm going to take the block here. Again, if you want to bend that left knee, let's take a couple more breaths. Adjusting, making sure that left leg isn't falling out to the side, but staying straight up. Right hip down. And coming out, leaning over to the left, sweeping that right leg around. And just roll over your ankles. Let's come into downward facing dog. Let's take a shorter dog stance here so we really feel our calves. Thumb and forefinger, the forefingers are parallel, and then an external rotation in the hands, sinking the heels, relax the head, and then bend one leg and press the inner left thigh back. If that's a straight leg. Switching sides, inner thigh back. Try and feel that inner calf. Switch sides. Lifting, raising the sits bones, low ribs in, switch sides. And exhale. Let's walk ourselves up to the mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, let's take a nice forward bend. You can heel toe the feet apart. Tuck the chin. And keep a bend however you like in your knees. Just let there be, invite in some space into the low back. Imagining that anatomy in our body. Think, where can I invite some more space, light into my muscles? Good. Heel toe the feet back. Take another forward fold with the feet together. And then inhale, bending the knees. Let's just roll up gently. Coming to the top of our mat. Tucking the tailbone down. Roll the shoulders back. Pinky sides of the hands forward. Then breathe into the chest. Remembering how the bolster felt on the side ribs and under the arms. Let's bring that to our sun salutation. Inhale, sweep the arms up, lift the arms, reach the hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, place the hands, left foot back, look up. Bring that heel of the right hand to the outer right knee. And then press the left shoulder towards the right knee. You should feel a pop or a nice stretch in the back. And then exhale, take a vinyasa here. Knees touch chin or chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg long. Sweep it back to the left wrist. Look up. Left heel of the hand comes outside the left knee. Press the heel of the hand in as you bring the right shoulder towards the inner knee. Should feel like a nice stretch. Exhale, look forward. Frame the foot, right foot forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, down. Let's take a little balance here. Figure 4 with the right knee. Bending, placing the ankle on top of the left thigh. And then inhale, bend into a chair posture until you feel that outer right glute. And then lift the arms up. So a little chair variation here. And then exhale, forward fold over that leg. You don't have to straighten and lock the left knee. In fact, I prefer there be a slight bend, but you are working to feel the stretch in the outer right psoas and the hamstring and calf of the left leg. Then inhale, use your balance, rise up, chair. And exhale back to center, Samasthiti. Inhaling, lift the left knee, place the ankle on top of the right thigh. Reach forward. Hips back. And exhale, hands to heart center. Move to the floor. Forward fold over that left leg. Keeping that micro bend. Lifting the arch of the foot, pressing the ball of the toe away on the lifted leg. And then inhale, bending the knee. Chair pose, reach forward. And exhale, return to center. Anjali Mudra at the heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, place the hands. Walk one foot back, and then the other. Take a vinyasa here. And meeting back and down dog. Pressing the shoulder girdle back towards the hips. Inhale, lift the right leg. Sweep it forward to warrior 1 here. Left heel down. Make sure your heels are not overcrossed, so each foot has its own half of the mat. Inhale, sweep the arms up. If this is a hard posture for you, take the feet wider. Really nice. You can even take the feet as wide as your mat. Bending the right leg. And then bend the left knee just slightly so you start to feel that stretch in the outer shin. Getting heavy in that left heel. And then exhale, warrior two. Inhale, hands to heart center. Right heel comes in. Lift the ball of the foot and rock on the heels, side to side. And then exhale, left foot comes straight, right hooks in for warrior one on the left. Tuck the tail, lift the chest, and bend that right knee ever so slightly so you can get more weight in the heel, but also it's a nice stretch for the outer shin. And exhale, warrior two. Inhale, back to center on the long side of the mat. This time let's rock a little bit more between the heels, using our balance here, even if it's just a little bit. And then frame the right foot. Let's take it to a vinyasa. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, hop or step to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, sweeping all the way up. And exhale down. Inhale, bend the knees, chair pose. Sink your sits bones back. Let the weight come into the heels. Let the energy come through the low back and the back body. And when you feel that strength in the lower posterior chain, let the heart come free and forward. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, place the hands, hop or step to plank. Exhale, vinyasa. Okay, inhale, let's lift the left leg. Sweep it forward to the left wrist. And then take the hands out into lizard pose. So walking the fingertips out the right side of the mat. Lift the hips. Maybe one elbow comes down and the other. But for more challenge, you can just work with the fingertips and focus on pulling the abdomen in and strengthening out the back heel. Exhale, coming back in. Left hand comes behind the left heel and bring that shoulder to glue on the inside of the left knee. And then rock back and forth. So pulling the tailbone in towards the right heel, just rocking back and forth. This is the foundation of a lot of twists and binds and some arm balances. So enjoy how this feels. And then come to the outside of the right heel, and then let the left heel just fall out where it is off the mat. Left hand comes up, side plank. Really strong stretch in the left glute. Raise the right inner thigh. Squeeze the groins together. Look up at that left hand. And exhale back to your low lunge. Take a three-legged or a regular vinyasa. Reaching back into down dog. Find your down dog here. Inner thighs back, outer shoulders down. Lifting the abdomen. Inhale, reach the right leg back. Exhale, bend the knee, coming forward. Let's take lizard on the left side. So strong back leg. Walk the fingertips out. Squeeze the right quad and hip in. And try and bring all that energy into the back heel. Into the back body, just like in chair. Glutes are activated. No low back pain. Maybe you come to your elbows, or you stay here with fingertips. And then walk the hands back. Bring the thumb and forefinger behind the right heel. Glue that shoulder to the inner knee. And then just rock back and forth. So kind of a hamstring opener here. Pull the abdomen in. Reach the back heel. Keeping that knee and that shoulder glued together. Okay, left hand comes down, or stays where it is, and then drop that left heel to the side. Right heel stays exactly where it is, but it's just falling again to that outer edge of the foot. Right arm lifts, Vashisthasana on the left side. So, strong stretch, press the left hip up, the left inner groin up, and look up at that hand. Roll the left shoulder down, breathe and lengthen. And exhale, take a vinyasa. Three-legged if you like. Meet back in down dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend knees. Hop or step to the top of your mat. Halfway, look forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, squeeze thighs, feet together, chair. Strong back, heels down, lift the heart, and then coming all the way up. Exhale down. Let's take this to Malasana. So feet wide, hands at heart center. We'll go into a squat. I challenge you to do this without a block, but if you know that you have a tight Achilles or tight calves, bring those heels on a blanket. Just take that bolster that's still rolled. And slight outward turning of the feet. And bend the knees, bring the elbows to the insides of the knees, and then drop the hips. Tuck the tail, lift the chest. Pull the outer thighs back and fire up those glutes. Find some evenness within the pressure of the elbows and the heels. Should feel really nice. Last breath. And exhale, place the hands, lift the heels. Remove your blanket if you have one under your heels. And take your feet, keep them as wide as your mat. And again, we're going to take our thumb and forefinger, hook them behind the heels. Drop the head, glue the knees to the triceps, and then lift the hips. So what this does is releases the low back. It helps square our shoulders so we have a healthy neck. And just work on pressing the legs straight and lengthening the back. For those of you who are feeling enthusiastic, I don't think I can teach this right now, but if you want to take this into the arm balance where the ankles are hooked, you can go ahead. But I want to keep it at a more elemental here. Good. And inhaling, halfway, release, and exhale. Step the right foot back, left foot back plank, and let's take a vinyasa here. Right leg back, sweep it forward, left leg down, warrior two. Inhaling, reach back, reverse your warrior. Exhaling, let's take a side angle pose, and you can bring the right hand down inside the right foot as the left hand comes next to the ear. If you want to take the bind, again bring that shoulder to knee and roll the shoulder forward, bend the elbow, and grab the left wrist. Strengthen that back leg, revolve, lengthen. And exhale. Right hand down. Let's take this into triangle. So straighten the right leg. Pull the left foot in a foot or two. Heel toeing it so that the front heel intersects the back arch. And then revolve into triangle. So right hip to back heel. There's a little tuck to the tailbone so that the front body is not only revolving but almost coming into a back bend. Feels so nice. And take the half moon, left hip, hand on the hip, bend the right knee, lift and lift off. Right hand comes outside the right pinky toe or on a block. And raising that left arm. Same posture, just a different angle. Look up at the hand. Good. And exhale, bend the right knee, reach the left leg all the way back, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, take a vinyasa. As you reach down dog, inhale the left leg long. Exhale, sweep it forward, warrior two on the left side. Nice wide stance. Reach the arms. Inhale, lift the left arm back, reverse. Exhale, take your side angle. Because we've been working on knee to shoulder stuff, I'm encouraging the left hand to come down to a block or to the inside of the left foot, right arm long. And if you want to take the bind, bring that shoulder to glue on the knee. Roll the shoulder head forward, bend the elbow. And just take whatever grab you can get. You can reach all the way to the right wrist, awesome, or just fingertips. And wherever you are, Lengthen the arms. Tuck the left hip back to right heel. Revolve the chest. Last breath. And exhale. Wherever you are, lengthen the left leg. Heel toe the right foot in. About a foot, align the heel and arch. Triangle pose. Lift the torso up. Lengthen the left waist. And then again, try and find that raised quad. That's the strong legs, tailbone down, and then that's going to help to free up the chest. It's almost a back bend. Good. And let's take this to half moon. Left knee bends, right hand on hip. Just pop right up. Find your center, pull it back to the heels, and then revolve the chest. How's the breath? Take a nice deep breath. And exhale, bend the knee, reach way back. Warrior two. Reverse your warrior. And exhale. Let's take a vinyasa here. Let's bend the knees. Come to a child's pose here. We're going to make our way to some floor exercises. Relaxing. Take another inhale. And come forward onto your abdomen. And place the hands, palms face up by the hips, forehead down. And let's come into locust pose. So first, let's align the feet and the legs. Lift the right leg and lengthen it out. Lift the left leg and lengthen it out. Toes touching, knees touching, inner thighs touching. Inhale, raise the shoulder heads back. Raise the arms. And then work it all the way down to you're raising the toes. Locust here. Calves, glutes, shoulders, back of the head lifts. Can you lift a little higher? Take a breath in. And exhale, one cheek to the mat. Release. Rock side to side. Let's do another one like this. Inhale. Let's instead actually take the thumbs to the sacrum and take a clasp there. Again, squeeze the inner thighs, lift the kneecaps, raise the shoulders, lift the chest, press the thumbs down the spine, lifting everything up, legs, spine, everything up. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, down the back. Another inhale, lift. And exhale, other cheek to the mat. Take a break. And then let's try this Dhanurasana bow pose. Another option is to do locust again with the weird way that you interlace your fingers. For those who want to do bow pose, hands by the hips. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the legs, locust, and then just bend the knees. Grab one ankle, other ankle, and then depending what feels good, point the toes or flex the heels, press back. Lift the chest. Side ribs forward. Open up the heart. Can you bring that opening to the clavicle, to the top of the neck? And exhale down. Bring one cheek to the mat. I'm going to rest my head on my hands. We'll take one more like this. But before we do it, make sure there's not too many props around, because we're going to do a little rolling on our Dhanurasana. Okay, so coming through locust. If you're having trouble grabbing your feet, take a strap for Dhanurasana around the ankles. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the legs. Just gently bend the knees. Grab one ankle and then the other. Press shins back, lift the chest. Tuck the tail. Feel that bolster, breathe into the low abdomen. And then exhale, bend the knees slightly, and then left knee comes out and rolls us onto our right side. So Dhanurasana on the right side. Again, getting that stretch in the right side of the body, the chest. Exhale, use that top knee to bring you back to center. Inhale, lift Dhanurasana. Exhale, right knee comes out to roll to the left side. Dhanurasana on the left. Enjoy how this opens the chest. Hips are square. Tuck the tail. Exhale, use the right knee to weight back to the center. Dhanurasana, last one. And exhale. Bring the cheek to the mat. Done with Dhanurasanas today. Good. And rolling over onto our backs. We'll take some back bends here. Coming into bridge pose. So heels to the glutes, roll the shoulders under, lift the hips, tuck the tail, and take a clasp under the sacrum. Maybe do the weird way if you haven't yet. I like to roll my shoulders under, press hips up, heels heavy. Lengthen the entire chest, both directions. Inner thighs roll down, so don't let the heels, outer heels be heavy. Make sure the inner foot, inner calves, inner thighs are down. And exhale, rolling down. Good. So we'll take one more bridge pose like this. If you want to move to Urdhva Dhanurasana, you can. So how we would do that, for those who want to take the bridge, go ahead and take the bridge again. Maybe going a little deeper, hands under the heels. Urdhva folks, pull the heels in towards the glutes. more. Thumbs into ears, flip the palms. Pull the elbows in together and then just roll onto the top of the head. And maybe this is where you prep, where you stay. Forearms are parallel. Tuck the tailbone, sacrum wide. Lift the heart, and then lift from the mid-back. Press up into Urdhva. Open the heart, sacrum wide, inner thighs down. Maybe rock back and forth, take a few breaths here, 5 breaths. Once you've had enough, just come to the top of the head, roll back down, and then extend the legs or windshield wiper the knees, however it feels good to you. So in Urdhva, we can do just the prep where it's our palms face down and we're on the top of our head. And gathering strength to make that lift, that thrust up into bow, upward facing bow. Or for those who are able to go all the way to it. There's lots of variations with one leg up, and taking push-up arms. So let's do one more like that. Really hit home run here. So if you want to try for Urdhva, I strongly recommend it. Taking bridge is nice. Again, maybe bringing the heel of the hand under the hips. Urdhva folks, thumb in the ears, flip the palms. Elbows come in, outer shoulders wide. Roll to the top of the head. Press into the heels, lift from the mid-back, keep chaturanga arms, and press up. Maybe lift one leg, the other. Maybe bend the elbows and take a couple push-ups. And we'll all meet back into our open pose, windshield wipering the knees. And then let's roll onto our sides and come into a nice forward fold here. So sitting up, pulling the flesh away underneath the hips, grab a strap or a blanket, or a towel rather, or just gentle bend in the knees. And walk the hands forward, chest up and lifted. The forward fold is really nice as a counterbalance, counter pose to a lot of back bends. So I'm going to take my strap on the ball of my feet, and any kind of bend in the knee is nice. Eventually the knees come down as the back releases. But again, just like I harped on last week, don't let the mid-back slunch forward again. We don't want that counter pose. We want the counter pose that comes from the hips. Inner thighs are down. We're bringing the side ribs forward. Armpits forward, shoulders back. See if you can surrender a little bit more. We'll take like 3 more breaths here. It's more of a restorative Uttanasana. Now, making our way to Shavasana for these last 5 minutes. Gently roll onto your back. Take happy baby, or hug your knees in, rocking side to side. And finding our way into our full Shavasana. Legs are soft and off to the side. Tucking the shoulder blades under, letting the back of the head sink into the mat. And feeling all those points along the body, all those points of contact with the earth. Really let those bones settle into that, into that point of contact. Softening the breath. Let the breath go inward, deep into the abdomen, pulling all the senses, all the sensory awareness from the head, neck, and shoulders into the abdomen. Just a shallow, easy breath here. Calmness in the mind. Peace in the heart. Enjoying this moment. Centered, grounded, nowhere to be, nowhere to go. One with nature. I invite you to stay for a few more minutes here. And it's a pleasure serving you and being part of your practice.